The story of Nara. Life in the Neolithic Era. Introduction. A new world. Long, long ago, before the great cities rose, before writing or kings, the world was changing. The ice had melted, rivers flowed freely, and the land was rich with life. In this time of new beginnings lived a young girl named Nara. Her village stood near a wide, slow-moving river. The people there no longer wandered the land in search of food. They had learned to stay in one place. They had become farmers, builders, and makers. This was the Neolithic Era. Every morning, Nara awoke to the sounds of chickens clucking and sheep calling. The sun rose over the fields where grain swayed in the breeze. Nara's home was made of mud bricks, with a roof of reeds. The world around her was full of promise and hard work. Chapter 1. The dawn of farming. Nara followed her mother out to the fields, where they planted seeds of wheat and barley. With digging sticks, they poked holes in the earth and dropped in the seeds. The soil was soft from the river's flood, and Nara loved to feel it between her fingers. Her mother explained how, long ago, their ancestors had noticed seeds growing where they had spilled grain. Little by little, people had learned how to grow food. No longer did they need to chase herds across the plains. Instead, they could grow enough to feed everyone if they worked hard and shared. But farming was not easy. Nara saw how birds tried to steal the seeds. Sometimes, wild animals trampled the young plants. Together, the villagers built fences and made scarecrows from sticks and grass to protect their crops. When harvest time came, Nara helped cut the stalks with flint sickles. They gathered the grain and stored it in large clay pots to keep it dry. This food would last through the winter, keeping hunger away. Chapter 2. The domestication of animals. Nara's brother Duran tended the sheep and goats. Each morning, he led them to graze on the hills beyond the village. At night, he brought them back to pens made of woven branches. Nara remembered the stories her grandmother told of the days when people hunted wild animals across the plains. Now, instead of hunting, they raised animals for milk, wool, meat, and hides. The goats gave creamy milk. The sheep's wool could be spun into thread for clothing and blankets. One day, Nara helped her father build a new pen for the cattle, tying branches with strips of leather. The cattle were strong and could pull heavy loads. Life was changing, and Nara's family was learning new ways to live. Chapter 3. Pottery and Inventions. In the afternoons, Nara often watched her father work at the potter's wheel. He shaped wet clay into bowls, jars, and pots. Once dry, he painted them with patterns of spirals, dots, and lines. Then he fired them in a pit of hot coals until they were strong and hard. Nara's mother taught her to weave reeds into mats and baskets. She learned to spin wool into thread using a spindle. With polished stone axes, the villagers cleared small trees to make room for their fields. They ground grain into flour with heavy stone querns. Each new skill made life a little easier, and the village a little stronger. Chapter 4. The Changing Village. Nara noticed that new families were coming to their village. People built more houses close together. The fields grew larger. Sometimes there were arguments about where to plant or who should have the best land near the river. The villagers began holding meetings to solve problems. Elders spoke, and people listened. They decided where fences would go and how to share water. Nara watched and learned. She knew that working together kept the village safe and peaceful. Chapter 5. Beliefs and Rituals. Sometimes, at sunset, the villagers gathered to give thanks to the earth. They offered grain and milk to the spirits of the land. They believed these spirits kept the fields fertile and the animals healthy. When someone died, they were buried near the village. Nara helped place small gifts, beads, tools, or pots, beside the graves to honor the dead and help them on their journey. Chapter 6. Storytelling and Memory. At night, by the fire, Nara's grandmother told stories. She spoke of the time when people wandered the wide world, following the animals and sleeping under the stars. She told how their people learned to plant seeds, raise animals, and build homes. Nara loved these stories. She dreamed of the ancestors and felt proud to be part of their long, brave journey. The walls of some homes were painted with simple designs, zigzags, spirals, and dots that spoke of the sun, rain, and stars. The people remembered their past in patterns and words. Chapter 7. A Glimpse of the Future. One day, traders arrived in the village. They brought shiny beads, sharp obsidian blades, and seashells from faraway lands. In return, they wanted grain and wool. Nara was amazed at the things they carried. She dreamed of traveling bee.